I've been in it a long time, 37 years. I don't think I've seen a story that was as ham-handed and unnecessarily detailed as the Washington Post story. It kind of basically put out a lot of potential vulnerabilities in Secretary of Defense Hegseth's security provisioning. You guys have been going back and forth. Tell us why Americans should be concerning and why the Washington Post response only makes it worse.
This is a totally irresponsible story, and you're completely correct in your analysis of it. And for us, it's concerning not just because it doxes Secretary Hegseth, his family, his wife, his extended family's security protocols and movements, but also because it comes just days after the same outlet, the Washington Post, doxed where Secretary Noem is living when she's here in D.C. So this is a trend that we're seeing from the scummy journalists at the Washington Post, and it is totally inappropriate, and it puts lives at risk. And it doesn't just put the lives of, cabinet level officials at risk. It also puts the lives of these agents at risk who put their life on the line every single day to protect cabinet officials. And the Secretary of Defense in particular is living in and dealing with a heightened threat environment. We just totally obliterated Iran's nuclear capabilities. We have 1,000% increase in assaults against ICE officers across this country. The president himself had 2 assassination attempts on his life when he was on the campaign trail. So to recognize that threat environment and to respond to it is exactly what our Army Chief Investigation Division officers who keep the Secretary of Defense safe do every single day. Everything they have recommended has been on an assessment of the threat environment and at their full concurrence. The Washington Post is writing fake news, and they're putting people in danger, and it's really disgraceful.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate. It is a national security risk. It's a risk to the safety of the secretary and his family and extended family. But it also, for the American people, it's costly, because I imagine that security is going to have to be increased for a number of people, not just the secretary, to protect them and make sure that they are okay now that their information is doxed.
Absolutely. You're 100% correct. I spoke with the head of the Secretary's security team. He was incredibly frustrated by this irresponsible article, and he himself said that they're going to have to adjust a lot of the things that they do when they think about how to keep the secretary safe, because so much of this article and the details of it were not in the public information space, and the public didn't frankly have any right to know all of these sorts of details. They don't need to know where Secretary Hegseth's 7 children go and who they visit, family member wise. That stuff is totally inappropriate to be highlighting for our enemies, foreign and domestic. So this is something that we're going to have to work on correcting, and we're again very, very frustrated with the shameful Washington Post.